All right, guys, welcome back to We'll Make It Work. If you're not subscribed yet, this is the place to go for B7 A4 videos, whether it be modifications or repairs. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the final revision Diverter Valve Plus from Audi. This is a kit that ECS assembled. It is the final revision piston diverter valve. This one's from Pureberg, and then they also threw in the mounting screws, so new Torx mounting screws that came with this. All right, guys, the first step of replacing your diverter valve is going to be to come under your turbo. It's easier if you already have your undercarriage removed. That's the flat plastic piece that runs along the bottom of the car. As you can see, mine's removed. I can see the oil pan. Anyway, coming up from the oil pan, if you look up here, this connector here is connected to your diverter valve. So there's a bolt here, and I think one here, and then another one on the other end. I'm going to figure out what size these are and probably take them out. I believe they're T30. There's also this little hose in here. I think that's probably just an oil return line because that's what this line here is. So we'll figure it out. Okay, so once you're under your car, here's the oil pan here. Directly above the oil pan and attached to your turbo manifold, you'll see this little black piece of plastic above this hose here. That is going to be your stock diverter valve. And that's what we're going to be replacing. So this is the connector that was on my diverter valve, nice and full of oil, keep it nice and lubricated. But essentially I took a pick and pulled up on this thing. It was like kind of like that. Pull up on this tab while you're pulling out, and then it'll come out, and then it should just let it hang. They are T30 Torx bolts to get the diverter valve out, and there are 3 of them. There's one here, one here, and then one on the other side. All right, guys, here's a view of how I'm doing it. Basically, I ran the ratchet extension over this braided line and the non-braided hose and just taking it out. It's very slowly. Yeah. So this is going to be the orientation I have my 1/4-inch ratchet as of right now. I'm actually using a smaller extension because the longer one was making it harder to fit. As you can see, the Torx is in the bolt and ran just over the braided line next to the connector. So I'm going to take this one out now. Guys, we're going to get up there with our mirror now. And where is it? Right there. It won't focus, but I'll put an arrow to it on the screen. That is our 3rd and final bolt we need to get out. And as you can see, it's on the very back side. So here's the new one dry fitted. As you can see, it's still wobbly, so I'm going to line up the first bolt, and I think the easiest one to put in is going to be the one that's not this guy, but that one here. So we're going to go over this braided hose again with an extension and see if we can get the first one started. That should at least be able to kind of hold it in place for me to get the second one. Once that second one's done, we'll use the mirror again and try to get that other one back in the hole. So I'm putting the first bolt in. I'm ending up doing the one back there, like I said. I found that it's easier to start it with tape just around the edge of the bolt and then tape it to your actual Torx bit and then get it started by hand. And then once it gets, obviously far enough in, you just rip it off and the tape should come out with it. All right, so, oh fuck, I just got oil on my screen. Anyway, when you go to start this next bolt here, it's going to be easier to try to push the head onto this rubber thing, this rubber hose. So the end will be over on top of this right here. And then as you push down with this, it'll make room. And then you just kind of want to almost just slide it into the hole. It's not threaded at all right now. You can see the bolt's a little loose still. So we're still going to go back through under these, this and this, and tighten it with the ratchet. But to get it at least in the hole, I found that it's easier to start it by hand just by pushing this to the side and kind of sliding it in. All right, here's the final product, guys. I just finished getting these bolts back in. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this plug again. There we go. Nope, not quite. I hear the click. God damn. Okay. So the top bolt, not these 2 bottom ones, but the top bolt gave me the most trouble getting on and off. When I was going to put the bolt back in, it actually wasn't finding the thread, and I kind of fucked with it for like 15 minutes before I realized that I had, let me zoom in here. I had that bolt and that bolt too tight. So it actually was not able to find the hole. So what I did was I basically gave up on the top bolt for a second, and I went and I loosened this one and this one. Once it was a little more free, I was able to actually start the thread. I got that one all the way tight after that, since I only backed off about a turn on the other two. But yeah, once those three are on, I mean, you just got to reconnect this electrical connection here. You got to push pretty hard. Make sure it's, you know, in. Give it a nice tug from the base. You don't want to pull on the wire. So from the base, just give it a nice tug, and it shouldn't really come out that easily. So then you know it's back in. And that's it, guys. That's the Diverter Valve Plus. We're gonna do a little sound test since I just got the exhaust on.